Police give evidence at day 2 of the trial of the driver of the ill-fated Pioneer bus. First section of Liverpool Range Highway upgrading is open to traffic. And a brighter outlook for agriculture in 1994.
Prime Local News with David Evans.
Good evening. In other news tonight, Minister George Sura says Lower Namoi groundwater supplies are holding up. The Armidale School celebrates 100 years of teaching, and a former Armidale woman celebrates her 107th birthday. The trial of bus driver Howard Philby continued in Gunnedah today, where the jury was shown a videotape of the bus crash site where 5 people were killed. The court was told that the road leading up to the Tangaretta Creek Bridge, with which the bus collided, was missing many driver warning signs.
Day 2 of the trial, and the family of the accused bus driver attended court. Howard Philby's father, mother and sister travelling from South Australia to be by his side. Both Mr Philby and the jury sat in silence as a 35-minute videotape of the January 1992 crash site was shown in court. It was to set the scene for evidence given by Tamworth Police Detective John Ludwig. Under cross-examination, Mr Philby's barrister credited Detective Ludwig as having great experience in investigating motor vehicle matters and asked him if one of the most significant and valuable guides to motorists in country areas would be the edge line or fog line. Detective Ludwig answered yes. But the court was told today there was no fog line for a distance of 450 metres before the point of impact. It also heard the road was under repair and there were no road construction signs, and in fact a left-hand bend sign had been removed. It's now back in place, as is a new 85 km/h speed advisory sign. Mr Fegan asked, none of that was there when Philby drove over it, was it? No. The court also heard that in the final approach to the bridge that would have taken 1.5 seconds to travel, the road narrowed by 1.5 metres. There were also questions about matters of the sky. The court heard that there was no moonlight at 9 o'clock on January the 4th, 1992. It had gone down roughly an hour and a half earlier. Evidence late this afternoon was given by Detective Senior Constable Terence Cunningham of the Police Vehicle Examination Unit, who said tests had failed to reveal any defects with the braking or steering systems, but several lights were blown on a panel of switches on the bus's console. The trial continues tomorrow.
A 20-year-old Weewar woman has been rushed by air ambulance to Tamworth after a serious car accident this afternoon. A tip truck ploughed into the woman's car on the intersection of Alma and Charles Streets. Police say the 58-year-old truck driver from Tamworth failed to give way at the intersection. He's being interviewed by Accident Investigation Squad police. The young woman suffered serious internal injuries in the accident and was taken to Tamworth Base Hospital in a critical condition. The Australian rural and mining sectors are in for better times for the rest of the decade, according to experts speaking at a major conference in Canberra today. The National Agriculture and Resources Outlook Conference is looking at the future of most areas of the rural and mining industries for the next 3 days.
Few words.
Federal Primary Industry Minister Senator Bob Collins, only days in the job, opened the conference with a warning. He said the recent general agreement on tariff and trade will benefit Australian primary producers, but only if they work hard and take advantage of opportunities.
Australia is 30% more competitive than we were a decade ago, and our exports have doubled in the same period of time. Productivity must be improved to increase our competitive position.
The mood of Outlook 94 is generally positive. Farmers have had a rough time with low commodity prices for several years, but the forecasts for the rest of the decade are good.
We really think that this commodity price cycle has run its course, that incomes will start to pick up around the world, that we'll see accelerating growth, particularly as we move into 1995, and that will kick along commodity prices.
The mining industry is expected to perform the best, but farmers were also told to look forward to strong growth. The experts are predicting a steady improvement rather than a sudden boom. But the news isn't so good for wool growers. The conference was told wool prices won't improve greatly until the massive stockpile is reduced.
Income levels should continue to improve over the next few seasons. However, Many farms may be faced with excessive debt relative to their production base and may find it difficult to restructure their operations.
The Australian Bureau of Agricultural and Resource Economics forecaster also said Australian wool exports will fall by up to 20% in the coming year, mainly because of the world recession. But the news for almost every other aspect of the mining and agricultural sectors is good, giving farmers something to look forward to at last.
Part of the new Liverpool Range deviation near Murrurundi was open to traffic for the first time today. The work on the New England Highway near Cancun is part of a multi-million-dollar project that will rid the highway of one of its worst sections.
At a cost of $35 million, the reconstruction will give motorists 7 kilometres of dual carriageway by 1997. 4-lane deviation is being built in 4 stages across the Liverpool Range and will be a vast improvement on current conditions.
Well, the old road is very winding, it is slow, it has a high accident rate, and there's been numerous delays to traffic and to heavy vehicles in negotiating the poor alignment.
Today, traffic was diverted onto the southbound lanes near Cancun to allow work to go ahead on the northbound carriageway. Its first section is due for completion mid-year, but the project hasn't been an easy one for the RTA. Up to $4 million has